Hi, and welcome to Talk with Fos. I have a super special session prepared for you today because I have missed you all so much, and I thought I would come back with a bit of a new little meditation for you all, something that we haven't done before or yet on this channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel dedicated to mental wellness, and today's session is all about tapping into your inner sensuality and reconnecting with your sensual self, and yes, your sexual self as well. In the northern hemisphere, it's about to be spring as well, so it is the perfect time to reconnect with that part of ourselves. And so often we think of our sensual selves and our sexual selves, certainly, as maybe a bit performative, and also something that is connected to someone else. And today's session is not necessarily just about that, but it's also about reclaiming our own sensuality for ourselves. And being sensual is also tied into sexuality, but it's just a way to be present in the moment that you're in and experiencing the world with all of your senses and really experiencing feeling and touching and smelling and tasting and seeing with your whole body. So it really is less to do with being there for a partner and more to do with being connected to ourselves. And sometimes it's a topic that makes people feel a bit, some sort of way. And usually I would tell my clients, or certainly you, that if a session feels like it's not the right session for them, then they don't have to be there. But my challenge today is actually for you to sit with this slight discomfort if you feel it. And if you're feeling brave, you can even ask yourself where it's coming from. We are so often just disconnected from our bodies and their ability to give us pleasure, almost as if there was some sort of shame around it. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to remember that you are a person, and as such you experience pleasure and you are allowed to tap into that part of yourself. So without further ado, let's start our session. We are going to be doing lots of breathing today. It is one of the best ways to certainly calm ourselves down, but also to reconnect with ourselves. I definitely invite you to experience your body with your hands if you feel like it. You are welcome to touch your collarbone or put your hands on your face if you want to. You're welcome to hold your hands if you want to. If you're laying down, you're welcome to put your hands around your pelvis area or on your belly. And you're welcome to feel the movements of your chest and of your belly expanding. You don't have to be in any specific setting or state of mind, but I do recommend trying to be in a place that is relaxing and free of distractions. And a little tip, I recommend wearing sort of loose clothing if you can. Unbutton your pants if you're wearing tight pants. Feel free to unbutton your bra if you feel like it. And if you've had a session with me before, you know I love lighting a bit of Palo Santo at the start of each meditation, because I feel like it signifies the start of of the journey. It also just smells really good, which is precisely the point of it. It helps you set the intentions that you want, and it helps you connect with one of your senses, which is really ideal. It smells really nice. The crackling of the fire is also really, really pleasant. There we go. So, you're welcome to set your intentions silently in your head or out loud if you prefer. I am going to set my intentions out loud for us all. My intentions today are to leave shame at the door and to remind myself that I am a sensual and sexual person, and that I am worthy of experiencing the full breadth of being human. And I am also honored to be here with you and to guide you through this inner tapping, if you will, of your truest self. And once again, this is not about connecting to others necessarily. It can, if you want it to be, but it is about tapping into your own sensuality and reconnected with your own self. So, we are going to be doing some grounding. So we're going to be taking 5 deep breaths, and I want you to connect with every breath going in, and I want you to hold your hands right on your chest to experience the expansion. And then I want you to hold your other hand down on your belly to experience the emptying. And I want us to do this for 5 counts. As you breathe, you might notice that you haven't ever connected with your body as it does that. And it's such a mundane action, if you will. It is such a daily occurrence that you probably don't think about it. And so grounding and connecting with your breath and your body allows you to remember that there's actually a body beneath you, beneath your hands, that does things. And you are just in this moment. There is nothing else going on right now but your grounding practice. You probably feel like you are starting to slow down and connect to your body, and that's amazing. And what I want us to do now is concentrate on the feeling of your belly and the breath going inside of you and sort of lowering from your throat down into your stomach and around the pelvis area. Your sexual energy is contained around this area, your sacral chakra. And so often when we do these kinds of meditation, we tend to place our hands down below in a non-sexual way, in a purely explorative way, if you will, so that you may connect with the breath going in and out. And as you experience your hands going up and down, I want you to imagine this area of your body being flooded with a golden warmth, so that you may experience an expansion and a constriction and it may feel warm within you. And I want you to really focus on the feeling of air going inside you and sort of awakening yourself and awakening this area of your body that is so intrinsic to your sensuality. I want you to imagine your breath moving in circles inside of you and sort of recycling the energy inside of you. And whenever you breathe in, I want you to imagine expanding into your entire body and taking up the entirety of the space around you and feeling like you are at one with the energy that is being sent your way, but also that you are creating yourself. There is something really profound that is happening right now within your body, and that is you're connecting with your inner and truest, most animal self. This allowance, this connection to yourself and to your being is perhaps a little new to you. And if that's the case, that's okay. It might feel weird to sort of tap into your sensual, sexual energy if it's, first thing in the morning, and that's okay. Sit with this feeling, even if it's a little new or a little uncomfortable. And I promise you, you are going to just feel so much empowerment from it and just so much energy from it. And in this moment where you are feeling super connected with yourself, I want you to place your hands on your pelvic area and begin some sensual breathing from down your pelvis all the way inside your chest, up to your throat, and then out of your mouth. And I want you to then feel the negative energy that is holding you back from your truest, most sensual self leave your body, and inhale energy that is sexual and connected and body first into your body. So let's try this together. Inhale and draw energy from your pelvic area into your heart and chest and throat. And then exhale anything that you feel negative or that is holding you back. And then inhale air that falls down to your chest, down to your belly, and into your pelvis area. And then exhale anything that is holding you back from all these beautiful sensations and experiences. Inhale the energy of your truest animal self, and exhale the shame, the constrictions, the things that you have learned that don't serve you. You're welcome to stay in this moment for a few seconds to just enjoy and experience a sort of awakening of your body, if you will. If you're feeling a sort of tingle, that's also absolutely fine. You're welcome to also gently sway your hips or sway your body from side to side, sway your neck from side to side if you feel like it. If there's a natural source of light in your room, you're welcome to feel it on your face and experience the warmth and the light that it may bring. It is such a strong and powerful way to connect with your body, to experience temperature. and sitting in the sun or sitting in the cold shade when it's hot out is such a good way to connect. Feel free to move your body if you're feeling any sort of way. You're welcome to touch your thighs or your upper arms, your collarbone if you like. It's okay to experience your body like this. You have my permission, but you also have your own permission to try this. In the next few seconds, I'm going to ask you to sit in this moment and experience the thoughts and the images that might have been aroused by this practice. And I want you to just be with them with no judgment. So often we are burdened by societal norms and rules and regulations when it comes to our fantasies and our feelings and our abilities to experience our bodies in a certain way. And we silence our minds and we silence our thought process because we deem them impure or immoral, especially if you have thoughts that might feel a bit quirky to you. And so during this practice, I want us to create a space for those thoughts to bubble up to the surface and for you to just allow them to exist. If you have followed sessions with me before, you know I say this often, but we can't stop a thought from being thought as it happens. All we can do is allow it to be and deal with it later if we need to. And the allowing to be of our darkest, most questionable thoughts is not a practice we do often. So this is our chance here to think it. This is our chance to feel like it is okay to have any sort of thought that may feel different. These are your moments to experience your sensuality as a person, your sexual dreams and desires, and thoughts that might feel like you shouldn't, but you have them anyway. I have recently returned from a trip to Bali, where you are sort of enveloped on a daily basis by so much energy and expectations as well of the people that visit the island. And when I was on the island, I really experienced and allowed myself to experience the sensations of the island on myself. Temperatures, sounds, scents. And the practice of being present was such an awakening. I just allowed whatever thoughts were coming through my mind to exist with no judgment, which is not something I am very good at doing. So this space is for you in the same way that it is for me. If you have thoughts of sexuality, allow them to be. There is no judgment. You are welcome to think about absolutely anything that makes you feel good. And you're allowed to experience pleasure and you're allowed to feel good about those experiences. And your body is part of you, and I love for you to honor it with having the space to just be what it is and do what it does. In just a few moments, I will ask you to take another few deep breaths. You are, of course, welcome to come back to this if you need to sit with your thoughts a little longer, you are, of course, welcome to experience those thoughts away from this video. And as you do, I really want you to make sure you connect with them and experience them with no judgment. That is the one thing this practice should teach you. And I really want you to know that it is okay. Even if you are married or have a partner or are confused about your sexuality, it is okay to think whatever you are thinking. I hope you feel a certain tingle and awakening now. And what I would like for us to do now is to go through some affirmations. I love affirmations. If you've been with me before, you know this. They are just such a powerful way for our subconscious minds to hear positive reinforcements, powerful sentences that will eventually change the way that we think and think about ourselves. The repetition of these affirmations over time allows you to really foster a practice of showing up for yourself in your truest way and in your most positive and empowered way. And affirmations really just replace our limiting beliefs. So I'm going to say these affirmations out loud, and you can repeat them in your head or out loud if you prefer. And as always, I would like for you to really experience them with your entire person and to really visualize the words to the best of your abilities, for them to really, really be powerful and useful to you. Okay, let's get started. My body is sacred, and I honor its wisdom. My body is sacred, and I honor its wisdom. My body is perfect as it is, and it experiences pleasure. My body is perfect as it is, and it experiences pleasure. I welcome any and all sensations. I welcome any and all sensations. I allow myself to experience pleasure with no guilt or hesitation. I allow myself to experience pleasure with no guilt or hesitation. I am a sensual and sexual being. I am a sensual and sexual being. I am worthy of pleasure, intimacy, and connection. I am worthy of pleasure, intimacy, and connection. I know how to give and receive pleasure. I know how to give and receive pleasure. I love connecting with myself and others. I love connecting with myself and others. I embrace my desires as a natural, beautiful part of who I am. I embrace my desires as a natural, beautiful part of who I am. I trust my body to communicate its desires and boundaries. I trust my body to communicate its desires and boundaries. I welcome all my sexual energy. I welcome all my sexual energy. I am a sensual being, and pleasure comes naturally to me. I am a sensual being, and pleasure comes naturally to me. I am at home in my body, and I enjoy how it makes me feel. I am at home in my body, and I enjoy how it makes me feel. My body is perfect the way it is. My body is perfect the way it is. And then a final affirmation that I find so powerful, especially if you are someone who finds it a bit hard to connect with this part of yourself. I release all shame around my desires, and I welcome the experience of feeling sensual. I release all shame around my desires, and I welcome the experience of feeling sensual. Let's go through another short round of circular breaths. I want you to experience your body rising and falling with each inhalation and exhalation. You're welcome to exhale with a hum if you prefer, to feel the vibrations of your breath in your throat and up in your face. Thank you all for being here today on this session. I have missed you all so much. I'm so happy to be back. And I really hope that you feel empowered and maybe slightly tingling, and that you can go about your day with a renewed sense of self. You are doing well. You are okay the way you are. Every thought you have is perfectly fine. It's just a thought. I will hopefully see you all in my next session. Bye.